Excellent!
Did we ever fix the echo?
We did as much as we could to fix the echo.
No more echo.
Hello, everyone. Hey.
Hey.
Whoa. Welcome to Awesome Hardware. This is the live show that Kyle and I do every Tuesday evening, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Twitch.tv/awesomehardware is where you need to go. If you are there right now and you're watching us live, thank you for being here. We have an excellent second half of this show. If you're watching in the future on our YouTube channels, then you're watching my channel right now. But you can go watch the first half of this show, which is episode 37, on Kyle's channel, which is Awesome Sauce Network. We talk about technology. We drink a little bit of beer.
Sorry.
And we say things that occur to us. I don't know what else to add.
We're very professional the whole way.
I feel like I should have a list of three. I like groups of three. So
Me
like
too.
tech, beer. What's the third thing? Johnson. Tech, beer, Johnson.
Yes, Johnson.
Oh, that could. You know what that could work really well in?
Porn.
Yes, but also an Awesome Hardware logo.
Oh,
yeah, Awesome Hardware logo.
Thought behind
So
that.
we have recently been requesting for some fan contributions. It's been a little while, so thanks to all you guys for your patience who have been waiting around, but we're still collecting, ruminating, and everything. If you guys have ideas for an Awesome Hardware logo, please send them to the email address that Kyle set up, which...
Awesome Hardware Rules.
Yes.
Just the way it sounds. AwesomeHardwareRules@gmail.com.
AwesomeHardwareRules@gmail.com. Send those over, and we'll be collecting them. The one that we do choose, we're going to give a little something back to whoever sends it in. So, you have that to look forward to.
Some incentive there.
Also, guys, some announcements here. If you are interested in purchasing a shirt and supporting our cause, you can visit Kyle's store, which is awesomesaucenetwork.com/store. He has a wide variety of shirts and hoodies and that kind of thing. Some unique designs here. Very popular. CP Cooler shirt, Stay Positive shirt. Check those out.
Yep.
Also, my store is store.paulshardware.net. I also have some clothing, shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, a few different designs here you can choose from. I also have some glassware that you can purchase if you like the stuff we use on the show, or you just want to support us. Buy a pint glass, buy a mug.
Yeah.
You can do all those things.
Yeah.
Incidentally, if you happen to buy those while we're doing the show, we will shout Johnson, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but we do it anyway. Speaking of Johnson, Johnson's already going out to Matthew, Misael, and Corey. Thank you guys already for purchasing something today.
Yes.
And supporting the cause. I'm gonna check out Misael's order because this is a good one here. Oh, they got the hood. They got the sweatshirt.
Nice.
And a heavy metal T-shirt. All right.
Beautiful.
Thanks for your order. All right, guys. What else? What else is there? Oh, one last thing to point out.
Yes.
Our stores are run by an awesome guy named John, and we were kind of put in touch with him through Tech Syndicate, which is headed by Logan. Tech Syndicate also has a store called epicpants.com. And if you happen to order from, if you find stuff on all of our stores that you like, Kyle's store, my store, their store, order it all at the same time. You'll have to pay separately on each store, but it'll all get shipped in the same box since it all comes from the same place, and you get a little bit of a shipping refund.
Yes.
Okay.
Final announcement.
Just
a little one. For those who are watching your half of the show first on YouTube, I will be gone.
Oh, yeah, Kyle's going to be gone.
For 2 weeks, starting next week. I'm going to be going to Thailand for my honeymoon, and Paul will be finding some replacements for me for two shows in a row, starting next week.
Yes.
And then things will go back to normal.
I'm working very hard on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, beer check. Since we're drinking beer.
Twitch says we have one viewer.
What? That's because you need to refresh. That's not right. There's a lot more people than that talking in chat, so that's impossible. I am drinking Belching Beaver Brewery's Peanut Butter Milk Stout, and I'm almost done with it. And I have another one to follow this up with. I need to finish this off so I can switch over.
What? That's because you need to refresh.
What?
Why are you not
Look,
muted?
because look.
Just mute the whole laptop.
I know, but why is it doing that? Why is it...
Who cares? Mine's updated. Just let it sit. It'll update. You can be patient.
No, I hate it.
Patient, Kyle.
Look, we're still at 1.
Still?
We're still 1 viewer.
All right, for you, single viewer watching us right now, we made this show just for you.
That's right.
Especially,
although you have 200 and something over there. So.
Especially me. No, screw all them.
It's funny, everyone in chat putting how many viewers there are. Everyone's got a different number.
We're not.
Come on, Twitch, get on it.
We're not doing this for those 272 people watching this stream, Kyle. We're doing it for that one person.
Of course we are.
Over on yours.
This one's
all right.
for you.
Let's move on. Let's actually start talking about things. My half of the show was put together in a bit of a rush today, but it's okay. We still have news to talk about. So let's start off with technology news, and specifically some news coming from AMD today.
Okay.
Not today.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yesterday was the second. AMD is ditching Catalyst. No more Catalyst.
Is that a yay or a boo?
I don't know. Depends.
Yeah.
You could look at Catalyst as like, it's got this legacy. It's been around since the ATI days. In fact, some of the Catalyst stuff when you go in there is still labeled as ATI because they got legacy stuff. You didn't want to change the labeling. You got to reprogram things.
This is like basically the equivalent of like if Ruby became like a transvestite or
what?
Where like we're all used to like Ruby being a girl, right? She's a woman, but
yes.
Let's say, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like it's new, it's change, and the trans community is trending right now, so that would just make perfect sense. It might be a smart marketing move on AMD, but anyway, I digress. Go ahead, Paul. Whatever you're gonna say.
This is the most.
I mean, you never know.
Like Kyle said.
There's really nothing you can follow that up.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about half the time,
sense.
Paul.
All right.
That's why you're here to straighten things out.
This is a new move. All right, so I want to stay positive here. I want to be in the camp saying like, all right, good. AMD's kind of moving to a new stage. They've recently spun off the Radeon Technologies group, because they're fragmenting and they're going through trials and tribulations right now.
Right.
And we have to hope that, on the other side of that, we come out with something that's still a competitive force that NVIDIA and Intel still have to deal with. Because that's what we really want from them. Hey, some good products that are reasonably priced, that'd be nice too.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Radeon Technologies Group is in charge of the graphics card side and the driver side. They have rebuilt the software using Qt software architecture. I won't explain what that is, but if you're familiar with software architecture, you might recognize it, I guess. Designed with a focus on speed, simplicity, and intuitiveness. Intuitivity. Or, okay.
Intuitivity?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, they didn't have a beta version of the software to give to reviewers, so bear in mind that anything we're saying here is coming straight from AMD's mouth and has not been vetted by third parties. But they say that the AMD Radeon settings menu, or just the little software application, opens in 0.6 seconds, or 0.6 of a second, versus trying to open Catalyst, which many of you have probably done in the past, which can sometimes take... Well, they say 8 seconds on their test bed, which is an E350 APU-based Windows 10 system. So 8 seconds, 0.6 of a second, that's a lot faster. I mean, that's just for opening the program, granted. But they're planning on releasing this sometime before the holidays. And just to explain to you guys the way the naming convention works, because it's not like... Crimson is not like the new name. Crimson is akin to what, like Omega. They had a family of drivers called Omega.
Right.
So Radeon Software, which is much more boring, is the name. So Radeon Software is what's replacing Catalyst.
Okay.
It's kind of boring.
I mean, the NVIDIA one's not that much better.
Yeah, that's true. Crimson Edition is the major version for like the whole year, or at least this cycle, 2015 to 2016, and then they're still sticking with their year and month version. So 15.11 is 2015.11 would be November, for example.
Right.
In 2016, we'll see 16.1, 16.2. Pretty straightforward. This article, if you guys want to check it out, is on PCWorld.com, and we'll have it in the description. And heck, I'll post it in chat right now too, just for anyone who wants to take a look. This is a pretty extensive article, and they go through the entire software, all the settings, which they have screenshots of.
The
going
UI,
on.
I think, is probably one of the biggest changes. It's just a complete revamp.
It's a revamp of the UI. I went through some of this stuff, and a lot of it is like it looks different, but it does the same thing.
Right.
So
Trying to make it more user friendly. Same
Yeah.
functionality, but
I mean, well, because
more
they also
modern.
they have the hardware side to deal with. The graphics cards are designed to work with a certain way, and they have certain hooks that tie in with the driver and the software. So they can't necessarily just go and kind of rebuild everything from the ground up. So for instance, like here's the overclocking menu, which granted looks different because it's gray and things look different, but when you look at what is actually here is the same stuff that was there in the Catalyst software. You have
Right.
the little XY axes chart, you have a GPU clock, power limit and memory clock slider, fan speed slider, and then your just reporting area up here of what's going on. So probably good for people who have done overclocking and stuff. It's still familiar. But again, the article goes into a lot more detail. It's a 2-page article by Brad Chacos. Chacos? Sorry, Brad, if I'm mispronouncing your last name.
tacos.
I want to say Chacos, like tacos. Chacos tacos. I want a Choco taco right now. That'd be delicious. Anyway, okay. Choco taco?
Oh,
Come on.
from the ice cream trucks.
Yeah, from the ice cream truck.
Okay.
Choco
I
freaking
got you.
taco.
I'm with you.
Punch you in the face right
I
now.
don't really like those. Call me crazy, but I was more of a strawberry shortcake bar fan. Or the little Sonic the Hedgehog ones with the gumball eye drops, the eyeballs, the gumdrop eyeballs.
Those were more your generation. We
really?
we might have started getting the Sonic ones. You don't like?
Chocolate
I'm not
Sonic.
mad. Not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Just
Okay.
that's even worse, Paul.
Okay. Anyway, so that's AMD Crimson, and hopefully we'll maybe not have some of the driver woes that we experienced with Catalyst. Which I mean, they went back and forth. Sometimes they were in pretty good shape. Other times not as much.
I'm gonna side with Sal, by the way, and say pink taco is probably the way to go.
Oh yeah, get yourself a nice fresh pink taco.
Generally stuffed with
every day.
plenty of meat.
Gotta stay
Stay
nutrients. I don't know what the hell. Yeah. Okay, Sennheiser.
Vegan.
Sennheiser has announced new Orpheus headphones. They're only 50,000 euros
Oh, let's get some.
or 55,000 US dollars.
Supposedly they sound good.
Supposedly they sound good. Excellent, Verge. All right, Verge. You're hit and miss sometimes, but that's an excellent tab. Excellent sub headline right there. There's also an article from Tech Insider here. So, all right, the Sennheiser Orpheus. The picture here on Tech Insider is the original Orpheus, the HE60. These were actually launched in 1991 for a price of $16,000.
Oh, okay.
I have listened to
Chump
these.
change.
I have listened to these at CES last year. They played some Pink Floyd,
Oh,
like
remastered
full,
and
yeah, like full, like Super
lossless.
Audio
Right.
CD, Pink Floyd. It was. I mean, I was on a show floor
Sure.
with ambient noise going on. It was like my brain melted, and I was just I don't know. I mean,
And they had it hooked up to that ridiculous DAC amp
yeah.
right there.
I mean, it's a combo. It's not just a set of headphones. It's also an amplifier
Comes
as well.
with it. Okay, at least it comes with it.
Yeah.
Then,
So
then
it
the
comes with-
16,000
It comes with all that
justified.
as well. This crazy tube amp that they have, which is like wood and metal and tube amps and very good. All right. So, but the new one, right? The new one is what was announced today, I believe, today or yesterday.
Right.
This is the successor to the Orpheus HE90. I don't think this one has a model yet or anything like that. But here, The Verge also had some pictures. Maybe look at a close-up of a side of a headphone. The Verge has... What is this? This is terrible. I don't want to listen to that. The Verge, I thought you had more pictures. All right, we're going back to Tech Insider. So, all right.
It's made of marble?
The team has been working. The team developing this has been working on it for nearly a decade, almost a decade, they say. And rather than the wood, kind of the more earthy wood of the HE90, the new version has a marble like this completely.
They're getting fancy.
It's like
with it.
it's just built out of marble with the tubes on top.
Nicer than your entire kitchen.
So this is meant more to be like a work of art, but also supposed to be the best Aural experience.
Well,
AURAL.
for $50,000, I better lick my balls.
Damn well
in the
better.
process and
Damn well
art.
better. Yeah. So there's just some other close-ups that they have here going on.
Mother
Just another random fact from the article: the marble that they use here is from Carrara, Italy, and is the same marble that Michelangelo used, or would be from the same place. So this is like Michelangelo sculpted your tube amp, I guess.
Just for like the most pretentious audiophile who's ever lived.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's got that premium price going on there. Something I'm at CES, which we're planning to go to, and Jerry was actually tweeting. Jerry Barnacles was also tweeting to Sennheiser. He's gonna stop by there and check this out.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's definitely worth at least putting on and listening to.
Of course.
It gives you a nice basis for comparison. That's a great thing to do at some of these trade shows is try on some of the stuff.
It's always nice to hear what it sounds like to be rich.
Yeah.
And then take them off and instantly be poor
exactly.
again.
Yeah. All right. Twitterer Don in the Five at Don in the Five sent me or tweeted this at me earlier this week, and I decided to pull it up here because I thought it was kind of interesting. This is Performance PC, is just the product page. These are EK Supremacy Waterblocks.
I've seen those, yeah.
And they are
LED ones.
They are
the cutouts or whatever. What is that?
They're Star Wars. The Force Awakens themes.
Wow. Okay, I have not seen these.
This is the first order edition that you can see right there in red. We have this one here, which is Mandalorian edition.
Got some Star Wars fans over there at EK apparently.
We have this one, which I kind of liked a lot, which is C-3PO.
Oh,
so it's like his face.
That is pretty cool.
Thought that one looked kind of cool.
Is C-3PO going to be in The Force Awakens though?
Yes.
Oh.
Damn well better be.
Oh, good.
R2's there. Come on.
Oh, Stormtrooper.
They're constants. They have a Stormtrooper one. I was trying to do the quick view, but it just pulled up this whole thing. Stormtrooper. Nice. Come on, performance PCs. What else? Empire Edition and Rebel Edition. Here, I'll do quick view.
I see that they didn't make one of like an edition for the main protagonist in this new one, because there was all this stupid controversy.
That's still up in the air. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't dive into that. That's a
sword fight. That's
a completely other. And then here's the Rebel Edition. Anyway, so I thought this was kind of interesting. I'm sure we're gonna see some Star Wars geeks, PC people. We're gonna see some Star Wars themed builds.
Yeah.
Obviously, EK was thinking that. It was like let's capitalize on that. I'm wondering, like, I know LucasArts is very free with like letting like fans make stuff with using their IP and stuff like that. I wonder what do you have to pay LucasArts or Disney, I guess, for licensing for this? But then I'm also thinking of wait, Disney's in charge of the Star Wars licensing now, which is why there is so much ridiculous Star Wars crap everywhere.
Exactly.
I have Star Wars coffee creamer.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They did a tie-in with
with
the coffee. What is the brand of?
Coffee Mate or
Coffee Mate.
Yeah,
the Coffee Mate. So we've tried the Darth Vader coffee, and we did the Boba Fett one, C-3PO, which was I think hazelnut. Darth Vader was good. That was like dark chocolate or dark chocolate or something like that.
Goodness.
Boba Fett was Italian sweet cream. But I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, this is Disney. This is Disney marketing, which is grant you an amazingly efficient money-making machine.
Oh yeah.
But them taking this like beloved IP and just like plastering it on whatever the heck would pay for some licensing fees on that.
Wow.
Anyway, okay.
That's crazy.
Batman Arkham Knight.
All right.
On PC.
Ouch.
Was abysmal. Horrible, abysmal. Warner Brothers has re-released it just this past week.
And it's
still abysmal. It's still horrible. It's still terrible. And they're offering another round of refunds for anyone who bought it and hates it because it sucks. Because they clearly cared way, way, way more about the console releases for this game than the PC version. Very disappointing. Very bad on you, Warner Brothers. And at least they're offering refunds. At least they're owning up to their crappy console port.
Right.
They're developing them all at the same time. All they had to do was just
I
like, I don't know.
They were clearly favoring the consoles in this case.
So yeah, even this updated version still suffers from stuttering and freezing. They're claiming these bugs are unfixable.
That's BS.
Which I mean,
that just means they can't fix it.
They can't fix it, or like
or
they need to undo things for the PC version that
they've come too far.
I don't know. Are they unfixable, or we don't want to invest the amount of resources. We've looked at the numbers game here. How many of people have bought this? How many people already returned it?
Yeah.
And we're like, why would we invest more money in this? Let's just bite the bullet, offer refunds.
Right.
Not invest any more development dollars for people who are actually fans of the franchise.
Right.
And move on to the next.
Got to know when to cut your losses,
thing.
apparently.
Yeah, but I don't know. As a business decision goes, it's pretty disappointing for people.
Yeah.
On Windows 10, for example, Warner recommends players use 12 gigs of RAM for this game.
Oh my gosh.
That's the recommended minimum amount.
To make it less just of a horrible experience.
It's more like them working around their poor programming. That, I mean, that's the problem with this game, is that even on really high-end hardware, it didn't perform well. Yeah. Or you needed to have way higher-end hardware than you would expect for a game of visual quality and everything that it actually gave you. So, yeah, just
poorly optimized. And
just kind of crappy and sad. Anyway,
that is kind of sad.
So
I feel bad for them. It's so
don't feel bad for Warner Brothers. Feel bad for people who are big Batman fans.
Well, I feel bad for everyone. No one wins in this situation.
No.
The only saving grace is you get a refund until the end of the year.
The only silver lining you can look for here is hopefully Warner Brothers has felt some kind of dig financially. It has to be financially. That's the only thing that they would listen to, and maybe whoever's in charge of the long game here over there looks at it and is like, let's do things different next time.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Alrighty.
Next segment.
Oh.
Time for Sword Fight. Oh. Yay! Yay for Sword Fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, Sword Fight is the segment. It's a regular segment on my half of the show. Kyle and I each take opposing sides on a theoretically controversial issue. We both argue as if we were both hardline proponents of one side or the other. You guys get to vote as well in a straw poll. And then we figure out who wins. Right?
I'm very excited about this first one, Paul, because as you said, these are very serious and controversial topics that keep people up at night. So we are only covering the most serious articles that are going on right now. The most controversial topics of the week.
And we're going to put them to rest.
We are.
Right now.
Yes. So what do we got? This is really
So Twitter has killed off favorites and replaced them with likes.
Wow.
No more stars. You have a like. You're not going to favorite something with the star. You're going to like it with a heart.
Probably one of the more heavy topics that we've talked about.
Look, this is serious. This is really serious. We're going to have to really delve into this, I think.
Is that bird really a bird, or is it now a dead bird?
We're going to...
Because it's...
Sandoff 911. Here is the link. Here is the link for you right now. So guys, click on that link and you can vote. So if you're not on Twitter, if you're not one of those people, Twitter today, unprecedented move. They stopped using favorites, the term favorite, and they stopped identifying a favorite with a star. They changed it to a like, and they made it a heart.
Damn.
So the question is, Twitter, stars or hearts?
How bold of them.
You guys in the audience have an expanded list here. Stars, hearts, clovers, horseshoes, moons, or rainbows.
I'm getting a Lucky Charms vibe over here.
I didn't include the balloons or the... What was the other one?
Blue Moon? No.
No, they had balloons and they have hourglasses.
Pots of gold.
Oh, they've had pots of gold as well. Gold. Anyway, so you guys let us know. Stars or hearts, Kyle? Which side are you going to take here? To make this quick.
I'm going to go with stars.
Okay.
I feel what the hell is even wrong with stars? Why would you even need to change it in the first place?
It's a star and a favorite, so bear that in mind.
It's a star and a favorite. A star means a star, you're looking at it. It's something that you want to look back to.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It should be relished. It should be cherished. a star. I mean, doesn't Google Chrome use star for like when you bookmark shit in Chrome browser and whatnot?
They do.
They do. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with a star to represent something that's been favorited.
The little star right there.
I think that the whole hearts thing is Twitter trying to maybe engage more people, trying to draw more attention to favoriting, so that the level of engagement from post to post is higher overall. I don't think it really. I don't know. I feel like it's a desperate move on Twitter to try to like switch things up and to like refresh, their ecosystem or their website or their community and whatnot. I didn't see a problem with stars. I don't think there's anything foreign or unfamiliar about stars. I think stars are generally universally considered a good thing, and that if you see a star icon, it generally means positive, yes, versus no, dislike type of thing. So why would they change it? They've got their own reasons, like I said, but I don't necessarily think that it was necessary. And I said necessary a lot.
All right,
Go.
Stars suck and they're useless. And
Damn it!
I'm going to explain.
I was afraid you would say that.
I'm going to explain to you
There's
why.
my whole
here.
argument.
Now, here's all right. Perhaps I'm going too far. Stars are not completely useless, but stars they have a niche. They have a certain function, like you mentioned. Bookmarks in your browser. A star is a favorite, and in the head of the people using the service, and not just the head of a single person, but you gotta think in the masses of people using the service. There's a perception about favoriting something versus liking something. Favoriting something is more serious. If something's your favorite, that's like you're gonna get married to it or something like that. It's your one thing that you like the most. That is your favorite thing. You have to really think hard about something before you decide, you know what, that is my favorite laptop. That is my favorite post I have ever seen in the history of the world. That's why Twitter's making this change, because you've probably experienced this just as much as I have. Have you ever posted something on Instagram and posted something on Twitter at the same time?
Yes.
How many followers do you have on Twitter?
30-something thousand.
30, so yeah, more than 30,000. How many do you have on Instagram?
18-something thousand.
Okay. How many likes do you get on a post on Instagram versus a post on Twitter?
A lot more.
A lot more. I post something on Instagram, I get 500 to 1,000 likes. I post something on Twitter, I get 10 to 20, 30 likes, maybe. I mean, it depends on what I'm posting, obviously. But
True.
And that's not something against Twitter, but I think it's because people have gotten the impression on Twitter that that favoriting something means you're putting it in a special class. A lot of us have started using favorites on Twitter as just like a way of liking things, and I think that's what Twitter is kind of embracing here. But I think what they're trying to do is get more engagement, and I think that's really what's needed on Twitter, is more engagement. And I think liking something will simply encourage people to be like, oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Yes, it's a copy of Facebook and other things, but if ultimately it leads to more people interacting with each other, then I think it's a good thing. Let's see what you guys think.
You're wrong. Everything you said
Am I wrong?
is lies.
Rainbows. We should all have
Rainbows
rainbows.
Ah.
But I suck, apparently. I only got 5 votes. I only got 5 votes for the hearts.
A lot of fans of the old school stars.
Lots of people still like the stars.
Moons
but
with a close third.
Rainbows, you get all the colors in there.
True, you can't really go
wrong. All right, so Twitter, remove favorites, remove likes, just rainbow things.
I rainbowed that post.
I rainbowed it.
Dude, look how many rainbows I have on this post.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh my god.
I would go for that.
Come on.
I would totally
Think
go for that.
outside the box, guys. Stop conforming.
Okay.
Screw Instagram and Facebook. Stop copying. All right, what's next?
I have one more question here for
okay.
for what is this segment called? For Sword Fight. I'm going to post it in chat right now. This is just a general question. This is one that I came up with because I was running out of time before the show, but also I think a question that I am curious to know the answer to. So I'm sort of maybe thinking about a new monitor soon. Something else to fill out some of the space over here. I've got some 1080. I've got a 4K. I've got a 2560 by 1600, but there's some bigger ones and some curvy ones and some G-Syncy ones and some FreeSyncy ones. So the question is, what new monitor technology, since that's where there's really been a lot of advancements in the PC side recently, are you most excited about? You got high resolutions, so you got your 4K, which is kind of the new high standard. Even beyond 4K, like your 5K and that kind of thing like Mac's been doing. You got your adaptive frame rate technology, and that's basically your G-Sync or your FreeSync, and I've grouped those together because they're effectively the same thing, and I don't want to get into it. I don't want this to be about NVIDIA versus AMD.
Sure.
Color accuracy and color depth. Scott Wasson from Tech Report will say, who cares about more pixels? We want better pixels. So the advent of more other technologies such as IPS panels and other flat panel technology to give you better color depth, 10-bit, 12-bit color depth, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Or curved displays, which are curved. Just leave it at that.
Enough, yeah.
So Kyle, which of these are you most excited about? You gotta argue for it here.
I'm going to say the color accuracy and color depth.
Oh,
is
okay.
what I'm most excited about.
Okay.
Because our minds were kind of blown when we saw the market shift go from the widely spread, commonly used TN panels to IPS, and that was like, wow. And I felt like that was a bigger gap or a bigger jump forward or a bigger leap forward than going from Quad HD to 4K, which is still like impressive, but I think for at least the costs, I think it costs more to create a higher density, higher resolution monitor than it does to create maybe a higher color reproduced one, or one that has actually better color accuracy. And for me, my eyes are more drawn to the color depth than they are to the resolution. Like, I can tell the difference between 1080 and 4K, and even Quad HD. And do you want to sip of this?
Yeah, can I try it?
Yes, absolutely. It's delicious.
I was going to sneak it, but you noticed.
And the difference between, Quad HD and 4K is noticeable to the trained eye, but can be marginal or non-existent to a lot of people. However, if I have two monitors side by side, one that's, a TN panel and one that's IPS, and I have an image and I drag that image, that photo, from screen to screen, someone like my mom, who doesn't know anything about technology, can see the difference instantly and say, yeah, that picture looks brighter and more vibrant, and it's brought to life a lot more on this particular panel than this one. So I feel like it's not necessarily the quantity of pixels that's on there. Granted, there is a sharper image because of it, and you do get certain benefits like, not having to enable things like MSAA when you're in games because of that finer resolution. But at the same time, I feel like general day-to-day use, I would like to see a vaster improvement in things like color accuracy and color depth. We've got 100% sRGB. What's the next technological advance beyond that, where we can really just see things be brought to life? Because it's not just the sharper image that makes our brain think that it's real life, but it's also how accurate the colors are. I mean, colors are just as important, if not more so, in my opinion, when it comes to visual accuracy or visual representation, both in games and in browsing the web and stuff. More vibrant colors. I mean, seeing those Fallout 4 images that we saw at Ultra HD or whatever, at Ultra settings, how much more brought to life would they be if they were like 200% sRGB? So I don't know. Those are my thoughts in a nutshell, and essentially why you are wrong with whatever you're about to say.
Kyle, the human brain can only actually see 16 million colors after that.
Going with that argument,
it's like,
are we?
Yeah, 60 frames per second. All right, I'm going to argue for adaptive frame rate technology. That's your G-Sync, that's your FreeSync. Again, not arguing NVIDIA versus AMD here. Hopefully they will work it out in the future, and we'll be able to just buy one monitor that will work with either card. But really, when it comes to looking at a monitor and what the monitor is showing you, and are you getting the most use out of? You're either looking at you're looking at one of two things. You're looking at two-dimensional or you're looking at three-dimensional. Two-dimensional is the typical stuff that you have with your web browsing and that kind of thing. Video playback, you're looking at a screen, words on a screen, you need to be able to read. That stuff's pretty basic. Monitors really have it handled. There's not a whole lot of progress to be made in that area. 3D stuff is where it really becomes much more challenging for the graphics card to display it, and then for the actual monitor to be able to display it, especially when it comes to displaying higher frames per second. Adaptive frame rate technology allows the graphics card to do its best work, put out its best that it can, and then the monitor says, okay, I'm going to meet you right there. So if it can do 70 frames per second, monitor will refresh 70 times per second. If your graphics card can do 110, your monitor will do 110 frames per second within its range of operation, of course. And having used this in demos in many places, I don't have a G-Sync or a FreeSync monitor yet here, but having used it, I will say when it comes to gameplay, which I think is one where you have kind of the most impact when it comes to new monitor technology, it's one of the things that makes things just the smoothness that you get from it, the lack of stuttering, little hitches, little hiccups here and there that kind of take you out of the gameplay or make it more difficult to aim or anything like that. Like, just does wonders for all of that. And of all the technologies I've personally experienced and tried out recently in the past, say, 2-3 years, that is a technology that I was like, yes, I need to get this sooner rather than later.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I can see how that works out.
But yes, I think speaking more broadly for both of us, like all this stuff is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the curved displays things is the things I'm least excited about.
Right.
Would you agree?
I would agree.
Okay. Let's see if everyone else agrees. Yeah, curved displays suck. Okay. I'll say curved TVs I think are suckier than curved monitors.
Yeah.
A curved monitor where you have a single person
Exactly.
and you can curve it with a single entity in mind, I think makes a lot more sense than a curved TV.
It's
where
like a
you have
forever alone TV. It's like, well, clearly he's not married.
Yes.
Yeah.
But hey,
Well, look, both of us chose the top
close.
two. We
Yes.
both of us chose the top two answers. You guys apparently agreed with us.
And we chose the top two. So if we have any monitor tech people, I don't think we're big enough to have people in the industry watching our show, but hey, if you are, keep this in mind. Keep going with the adaptive frame rate stuff. Work things out between NVIDIA and AMD, please. I don't know who can do that, but whatever. Please do it. And then beyond that, focus on color accuracy and color depth. And who cares about high resolutions? 4K is fine for now. 4K,
We're not even ready for 4K.
Yeah, we're not even ready for 4K. That's
Yeah.
something for people to aspire to.
Right.
But people who are talking beyond that, like 5K and 8K, especially for gaming,
Right.
just get your head out of your ass and let's focus on some of these other things first. All right.
Yep.
Thanks to all you guys who.
By the way, what
voted there.
what monitor are you thinking about getting?
I really don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really not sure.
You wanna know?
The only one that I would say that I've been on the verge of almost buying recently has been the Wasabi Mango. What is it? 39-inch or 42-inch?
Oh, 4K monitor.
4K. It's big though.
Yeah.
It's almost too big, I think, for right here.
Didn't Tech Syndicate review one of those?
Yeah, Tech Syndicate and PC Perspective have both reviewed them.
Right.
It's got FreeSync. It can.
Yes.
If you're doing 1080, you can overclock it to like 120 hertz.
Right.
It's
got
got
super,
HDMI
is that the one with the
2.0.
really thin like bezel with the like it's like an industrial metal design?
No, it has a
different one?
glass. It has a glass bezel, a glossy bezel, kind of
Okay.
like this one.
Okay.
But you can remove it.
Okay.
If you're willing to do that. But
Oh wow.
yeah,
Go with
that's one I'm
go
thinking
with
about.
a 40-inch 4K. That's interesting. So I mean,
Well, that's the
would you
thing, like,
basically be
4K
using it for gaming and
Yeah, I mean, I want something else to go right here. So this monitor right here is one I've been using at times, which is a 1080 Asus 120 hertz monitor.
right.
Excuse me, but it's one of the really early ones, so it's a TN panel, and the colors are awful. It's just really washed
I
out.
have a very similar monitor to that
Yeah.
Asus also, and it's bad.
Yeah, colors like its selling point is a refresh rate,
It's
which
fast.
granted is cool, but without the color reproduction, yeah.
Fun fact, I actually put in an order for an Acer Predator X34.
Oh.
21x9 curved G-Sync panel.
Oh, yeah?
$1,400. I purchased it. I put in the order for it off of Next Warehouse because it was literally the only website I could find that had it in stock, apparently. And then it was slated to arrive yesterday.
Oh.
And I got an email saying it won't be available it won't arrive till November 11th. So I paid extra for expedited shipping. So I called them and I said, hey, what's up with that? And they said, apparently we didn't have it in stock, but we listed it on the website as being in stock. So it won't get there till like a week after what you paid for. And I said, okay, I'm going to have to cancel my order, please.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be in Thailand. I can't like receive a $1,500 monitor, while I'm in a different country and like, okay, you're going to leave it on the doorstep. I mean, it's like a big enough package that people driving by could easily spot it and be like, even if you're not a tech enthusiast, you can still see that that's a monitor.
Yeah.
And it looks nice.
Big flat thing like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna just go ahead and sell.
I'd agree with you there.
But that would probably be my next monitor because it literally has everything that I'm looking for. It'd probably be good for Arctic Panther too because you've got, two high-end GeForce cards in there. You're probably looking for a G-Sync panel, if anything. So 21x9 curved, it's for a single person. I think the curved aspect works for if it's just you gaming on it and stuff. So I don't know, but yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
Cool. I'm rambling now.
Let's move on to the next segment.
What do we got?
The next segment is Tales from Space.
Someone said poor Paul is out of beer.
Tales from Space. I am out of beer.
Sip?
I have another beer I can go get.
Oh, we're almost done.
We're kind of almost done. We have 2 segments left.
Or you can go get beer and bring it back.
I could.
Okay.
Want
to do that?
Do you want to introduce Tales from Space?
I will introduce Tales from Space for you for the first time ever on Awesome Hardware. This is unprecedented, folks.
Here.
We're going to be talking about the Exoplanet from Hell.
You start.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Lord knows I've been studying this up for quite some time now.
There's notes in the doc.
I mean, clearly this is cloudy with a chance of molten iron rain. Right? Scary stuff. And here's a full image of the planet. Oh, jeez, the exoplanet, I should say. It almost looks like it was rendered like in Borderlands stylized graphics. It looks cartoonish.
Are you trying to move this around with this?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
not working the right mouse.
There's multiple computers.
Thank God you're back. Don't know what I did.
I'm here. All right. Tales from Space.
Tales.
Exoplanet from Hell. So what's an exoplanet, Kyle?
Right.
Where'd your keys go? Why are they so far away? An exoplanet is a planet that's not in our solar system.
Duh.
A planet outside of our solar system. So
we've
been searching for exoplanets for quite some time.
Yes.
In fact, that is what one of the big telescopes sent up to space was specifically sent up there to do. That's a telescope I should immediately know the name of off the top of my head, but
Who got it?
been drinking. Maybe somebody in chat can say. All right, so this exoplanet is named PSO J318.5-22.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
It is 75 light years from Earth. And
okay.
yeah, so not terribly far, but not close. And this is the first exoplanet that they've ever studied the weather of.
Interesting.
Because it is close enough to do that.
What is the weather like on this planet?
The weather's pretty trippy on this planet.
Trippy.
But yeah, but before we go into that, they're using telescopes in Chile, and astronomers were able to take hundreds of images of this world in infrared, which allowed them to precisely measure the changes in the brightness. This was also possible because the planet does not have a nearby star to wash out its light emissions. Okay. Getting back to it, though, the weather... What?
People in chat are just trying to get over how thick the beer is that you just poured into your glass.
That is...
People said it looks like
Yeti.
oil.
It's a Yeti.
Like, oh, Paul just poured a glass of ink.
Wait. That right
Beer,
there.
like, super
Yeah, that
thick.
is very, very
Yeah, the
thick
Yeti
beer.
is it's not for the faint of heart. It is quite delicious, though.
Great Divide Yeti.
Sludge. It is a chocolate sludge.
Yeah, it's very, very thick.
Sorry. I had to point that out.
Oh, yeah. What the hell is I talking about?
Exoplanets.
Yeah, so they're able to check out the weather on this planet.
Yeah.
There's a picture. It looks purple. There's dust storms and there's rain, but the rain is made of molten iron.
Nice.
And I thought that was kind of interesting. Molten Iron Rain.
Okay, what is that?
That's really the most exciting thing about this. What?
It literally is like the molten lava that would come out of a volcano, but it's raining on this planet.
The temperatures on the planet must be hot enough that the iron is liquefied, and
it's raining liquid iron,
and can evaporate and be made into gas and go up into the clouds in the atmosphere, and then can condense into rain.
So safe to say, this planet is not sustainable for life.
Yeah, not bad for a vacation, but you wouldn't want to live there.
Right. Clearly.
Pretty much. All right. Moving on, NASA has a new website. You guys should check it out. The URL is epic.gsfc.nasa.gov. I'm going to post this in chat.
The website is RedTube.
There's no red tube involved here.
Okay.
Look at this image though. So this is, you'd think like, oh, there's a picture of Earth. This is like a picture of Earth from very recently.
Like yesterday.
And you can hit play and it will rotate. So these are epic photos of Earth being shared by the new NASA website.
I can see my house.
Yeah, it'll rotate for you. These are actual pictures that were taken within the past 24 hours. It's got a nice little thing up on the side showing you the position of the satellite, this Discoverer, and where it's at and where the sun's at and where the Earth's at. Because this is pretty far. This satellite that's taking these pictures is pretty far away, the orbit that it's in.
Right.
And then it also gives you a little map on the top side so you can see what's there. So here you can, for example, look and be like, oh, look. Like right here, see? Wait, no, wait, what happened? It spun too far. I need to come back around to... No, wow. It really jumps there.
Yeah.
Okay, see? So here's where we're at. This is California. Baja California right there.
Yep.
El Nino. El Nino is right in here.
Yeah.
That's where the El Nino is. And
It's
the El
coming.
Nino is going to be sending all that that's got warm water and then it's storms and
It's
stuff.
coming towards us, right?
It's yeah, oh yeah. El Nino's
It's gonna hit us.
it's going to have...
Pretty
That's
soon.
why we're already getting rain and stuff. It was rain and like thunder and lightning earlier today,
Pretty scary.
which most people are like, that's called weather. And we're like, wait, we're in California.
Where are you getting these crazy
where we
ideas?
call it like it's like they're filming an epic
What's
movie or
this weird
something.
weather cult you're in?
Halloween in space. It's kind of fun.
I'm gonna be an astronaut.
Clayton Anderson dressed up as a vampire, which I don't know. It's not a full suit, but granted, I mean, I don't know how much trouble you get in for like taking a full costume or something up to space.
I bet the TSA
I
is
assume
pretty
with his
strict
cape
when
on,
you're
right?
going to space.
Scott Kelly posted this video though. Scott Kelly's the astronaut doing the year in space right now. This video is kind of creepy.
He's not the only one in space, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, it depends when he's at. He's the only one who's up. Look at this. Look.
Yeah.
It's because he's floating towards you.
Right. I was telling Paul earlier
So
when watching
slowly.
this video that it'd be cool if he had dressed in a full like ghost gown, like a white sheet, because then like if you couldn't see his feet, it would look like he was like literally floating,
Yeah.
which actually he would be. But this is still pretty creepy, nonetheless.
It's less creepier when he gets close, I feel like. It's a creepy mask.
It is. It's like a Jason.
But when he's back here, because he's like floating,
you can't really see it. You're like, oh
yeah,
shit!
it's over in the chest.
Like if I was in that
that's
spaceship, I would shit my pants.
an alien.
There'd be a piece of my shit just floating
Yeah,
in space.
there'd be poo all over there.
Hopefully, it would hit him
Anyway,
to escape.
so yes, Halloween does happen in space as well.
It must be fun to be in space.
It is. It's totally fun. I have no idea. Last article here is from Ars Technica. This recent study, and the reason this is in Tales from Space is because the study was conducted by NASA, has concluded that Antarctica is gaining ice rather than losing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that
there's
whole global warming thing is a hoax.
Yeah, so going back to the pre-show time here today on Tuesday, I was running out of time, so I don't have proper notes for this article. This is the only article I don't have proper notes for. So I'm just going to go with my gut instinct. Global warming has been solved. We've moved past it. Antarctica is gaining ice.
Good job, Mother Nature.
No more global warming. No, that's not true.
So why is there more ice now in Antarctica? What is the reason?
Well, all right. So I kind of tried to read the article. I didn't put notes for myself, but I did kind of try to read the
Is
article.
this the article that you were like, Kyle, the problem with this article is that I have to read all of it?
Yeah, the problem with this
Okay.
article is it involves some thought and that kind of thing. All right, so imprecision is a segment of the article because there's a few other scientists who are kind of disputing the accuracy of the measurements
Okay.
of the group that published this report.
I see.
The height of the ice is what's important. So basically, in Antarctica, you got your snowfall that falls on top of everything, and then you got your melt that happens around the edges and stuff falls into the sea. If there's more snow, there's more volume of snow and ice falling on top than what's falling away and melting on the sides, then you have an increase in volume, and vice versa. If you have more melting off the sides, then you have a decrease in volume. So there's other groups that have also done these measurements and come up with differing reports than what this one said. So it seems like it's still subject to some peer review or whatever, that kind of thing. But very specifically, I wanted to read the article about
Glaciology. That's a word.
Yeah.
Journal of Glaciology. The more you know.
Well, I was trying. All right, so here's the thing. To be clear, the researchers are not making the claim that climate change is somehow not a problem or that sea levels aren't rising, but they do see this thickening of the ice as a buffer against mass loss. If outlet glaciers continue their accelerating shrinkage and no increase in snowfall counteracts it, they say Antarctica would start contributing to sea level rise in about 20 years.
So maybe global warming still is in effect and the sea level is rising, but somehow, some way, Mother Nature is finding a way to show its resistance to the
to drop more snow on specifically on Antarctica.
Resilience, yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the final segment.
All right.
Final segment
All right.
of Awesome Hardware is always Q&A.
All right.
So this is where we answer questions that you guys have asked. So ask us some goddamn questions.
Do it now!
And I saw some people
saying
asking.
my microphone's low.
I turned it up a little bit earlier.
Oh.
Just a touch. But yeah. What? Yeah, so ask us some questions and we'll do our best to answer them.
Ask me, damn it. Let's see what people have to ask.
Is Antarctica stealing ice from the North Pole? Says True Me Gamaniac.
Most definitely.
Probably. It's like spring forward and fall back. It's got to come from somewhere. There's only there's X amount of water in the world, and when it goes from one point to another, it can't just disappear.
My head hurts. Dowdib asks, do you think the new Pascal GPUs are going to be affordable? I think that some of them will be. NVIDIA, granted NVIDIA is known for making single GPU cards these days that are over $1,000, but that again is for a very high-end system that most people aren't really going to need, so I would assume that whatever next generation that they have, it's going to fall in line with the prices that we saw with this current generation. So you're going to have like a 960 equivalent and a GTX 970 equivalent, 980 type of thing, regardless of what the nomenclature is for what they're naming it. NVIDIA is pretty good, as well as even AMD. They're good at like tapping into every single price range, I guess, when it comes to video cards. So I think there's going to be something for everyone.
Yeah. The only thing that we might be looking at is that the true HBM GPUs might be like really expensive. That's like the thing that just based on everything I'm talking about the limited availability of HBM and yields at the fabs and that kind of stuff, we might see them say like, here's our super high-end Pascal GPU with HBM and it's $1,000, and then here's your Pascal GPU with we talked about this the other, is GDDR5X, yeah. So it'll have GDDR5X instead of HBM, and performance probably. But ultimately, it'll come down to performance, and they'll stack them all based on the performance they get out of them.
Right. Jake also asked a good question. Do you guys think that the next gen of GPUs will be able to play games at 4K without SLI? And I think that they will, but only the higher end tiers of cards, because I highly doubt like the GTX, the successors to the 960 or 970, or even maybe the 980, are really going to be able to pull it off comfortably, where you're seeing like well above 60 FPS as far as your minimum FPS is concerned. I think you're going to have to see like maybe the 980 Ti successor could probably pull off 4K just by itself, as well as maybe like a Fury X successor. But as far as like the mid to lower end cards for the next generation, I don't think we're quite at that point yet. But
yes,
we shall see.
Ash B67. This is more of a statement than a question, but he said, "Please put all your computer boxes back on the wall behind me." Ash, a lot of those computer boxes are gone now. I still have a lot of them. Don't get me wrong, not all, but many of them are gone now. But no, I'm actually going to be doing some shelves back here. Some shelves with some sound dampening and some painting. So I have plans for what's going on. These walls aren't. That's not exactly how they're going to be.
Right.
But yeah, more stuff's coming. But I'm not going to say there's never going to be any boxes back there, but I'm trying to minimize that. Just got a little bit too busy for me, and it was less practical. I'm going to have more products laying out there, though, once I get the shelves in. Anyway.
Nice. Med1003 asks, what do you think about the new Linus Tech Tips Noctua fan? I will just say that they look pretty darn good. I could see myself using them in a future system. I think they're obviously going to perform well because they have that Noctua branding behind them.
It's an NFF12.
Engineering. It's exactly an NFF12, but it's just cosmetically altered. I think the only thing that could make this fan even better is if it came with rubber corner replacements for those orange pieces, so that you could maybe swap it out for black ones to make it more color neutral.
Noctua makes those.
Okay, so Noctua makes those, so then you're pretty much, you're all set in terms of performance and the way that your fan's gonna look with your system. I think that they're pretty nice looking, and I would actually like to get one for review. Maybe I can hit up Linus or something and poke him. According
to Linus's tweets, they're selling very well.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Which they should. Noctua, I mean, they've had their Redux line and some other lines where they've done some other colors, but this just goes to show that when you're a little bit too set on like a mauve and like brick, what colors are the Noctua?
Brown and tan.
Brown and tan, whatever the heck you call them. Yeah, people want stuff to be color coordinated, so
yeah.
Thank you, Noctua, for finally diversifying a little bit in this area.
Andrew,
I think it's interesting that Linus teamed with them to actually make those, and it's also an interesting new position for Linus to be in. From like that, it kind of puts Linus and Tech Syndicate have both actually stepped into the realm of being a product manufacturer recently.
Because Logan with what was it? Was it an amp or something that he?
They have.
Or was it? You have it, don't you? Oh, the mouse pad. Yes.
Mouse pads.
Right.
Which, granted, is a fairly simple item, but it's still a mouse pad, and they're still having these manufactured at the same place in China that a lot of the other competing manufacturers' mouse pads get made.
Right.
But which is why they're just as good as the other ones.
I think they even sell like an amp jack. Oh,
amp jack. Get your friggin' stop.
I'm not
That's
tired.
Right.
Like they have an amp jack on Epic Pants or something that has a Raise the World logo, but it's not. Obviously they didn't make it. They partnered with someone else. But yeah, I mean, it changes the face of the business of these huge, giant, behemoth tech tubers. But I think it's cool because honestly, these guys know all there is to know about tech. Sometimes a lot of them know more than the manufacturers themselves and can give good pointers or tips or lend their advice or their expertise towards making these products better. And I think that that works out for the customers in the end. So that's cool.
How much do they cost? I haven't looked at any of the listings.
$10 million.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. Andrew asks, should we get to the chopper now?
Get to the chopper now.
There you have
Make
it.
us stand now. There'll be nobody left to go back to the chopper.
Yes. Agreed. Who would win in a fight, asks the donation. Antarctica or Siberia?
Antarctica's bigger.
Antarctica's bigger.
Siberia has more people.
But Antarctica's... So it depends on whose home turf it was on. Because Antarctica's probably colder, so they could probably fight more efficiently on their home turf.
But Antarctica, there's no native Antarcticans.
The Eskimos.
First of all, Eskimo is not a
politically correct
term. You should use that term.
Ice people.
Inuit, I think, would be more...
Inuit sounds more derogatory to me, just like the way it sounds. You freaking Inuit.
Oh, well, that's what they base their determination on, is what sounds offensive to you, Kyle.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
All right, we'll go with that.
It's my world now, Paul.
We'll go with
that. What are you going to do about it? Bend over.
I'm distracted, though. No, what? That's a silly question.
Yeah, who's on the wish list for guests while Kyle is away, Paul?
All right, so... I'm trying to get people who are local so that they can come here and simplify things a little bit rather than having someone remote in. I feel like it also improves it's easier to interact with someone when they're right there rather than speaking remotely. So yeah, I have Reached out to Jay, but that was just today, so he's still got plenty of time to get back to me. Beyond that, I don't know.
Who knows?
If you guys have suggestions, feel free to tweet them to me.
Yes.
Yes.
Rusty Hammerlicker asks, how much did you have to cut out of your drunk video, Kyle?
Oh, you told me this earlier today.
Quite a lot. Yes, I did. So apparently you weren't the only one that had a question.
Like 92%.
Like 92%. It was a 2.5 hour build, I think, from start to finish. I whittled it down to 13 minutes. So most of it was cut out. There will not be a blooper video because everything I cut out is pretty much not meant or intended for anyone else other than me and my wife. Let's just leave it at that. Corsair, who would win in a fight? A grilled cheese sandwich or a taco? Taco.
Taco?
Taco. It's got that Latin blood, you know? Grilled cheese sandwich is like, it tastes good. I'm tasty. Taco would beat the shit out of it. If it's a hard shell taco,
That's
definitely
good. That's
taco.
I was actually going to be my question. Are we talking a crunchy?
Crunchy, baby.
Crunchy or soft shell
When
taco?
I think taco, I think taco. You know?
If it's crunchy, I got to give it to the crunchy taco. You got more.
But if it's
you
soft,
got,
it might be.
you got more of a built-in weapon.
True.
If it's a soft taco, it's just going to get smothered by the grilled cheese.
That's a good point. It might get like sucked into like it might become a taco grilled cheese sandwich.
I'd like to be smothered by a grilled cheese sandwich.
You and me both.
After the show, we're gonna have steak and potatoes.
Yes, we are. I cannot wait.
I have some steaks in there and made some mashed taters earlier, and then we're gonna play some video games here. I'm gonna go with some Grand Theft Auto, I think, for tonight.
Yeah.
And I have 2 systems set up here, so we should be doing a little bit of after partying fairly quickly. Give us just a little bit of time to eat, and then we'll be back on. And I think we're just gonna, since we got 2 systems, we'll just stream to each of our individual channels.
Yeah.
Should be cool.
Yep.
All right. Do we have any other questions coming through?
We have a ton more. Like I'm completely backed up with questions.
You're backed up.
There's too many to really.
Can we give them like 1 or 2 or 3 word answers?
Yeah. Blitz. Want to do a blitz round?
Okay. Pascal release date. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Next year, 2016.
How does your wife feel about your drunk computer building, Kyle? Ashamed.
Crunchy baby. Babies should be soft.
Paul, can you please make a case out of that Castle Grayskull, please?
I already have considered that. Can't say that I've made a lot of progress on it, but very, very, very strong consideration for that. Yeah.
You guys should do Scrapyard Wars with Linus Tech Tips. Go ahead and blow him up and tell him that he should pick us.
Tell him to invite us and give a little bit more challenge than. I'll be honest. I watched a little bit of Scrapyard Wars, and no disrespect to Austin or anything, but he's a younger fella. Doesn't have quite the breadth of experience, and they haven't released the last one yet, right? Unless it's maybe on Vessel.
Episode 3 just released.
Yeah, I watched up to episode 3. I waited until 3, and I think I actually watched all 3 of them earlier today.
Right.
Because it is an interesting show. I gotta give him that. It's fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
And Austin doesn't look like he's gonna get a system together, but he's like, Linus is hardcore.
Yeah.
Lowballing everything, and he's going with like 4 generation old hardware that he can still get a lot of power out of.
Right.
And I just don't think Austin has quite that breadth of experience.
So his forte, yeah.
So, if you want to give Linus maybe a little bit more of a challenge,
how about me and Paul versus Linus and Luke?
We'll take
for
him
the
on.
Next Scrapyards.
Take him on.
I mean, hey.
What are they gonna do to us?
Bring it on, brothers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, what else do we got here?
I don't know.
I mean, that's it.
That's it.
Those are all the things.
That's all.
They're always all the things.
All of the things.
But it's 7:45.
Beer's tasty.
And we've got some games to play. We got some steak to eat. I think that's going to wrap it up for today, guys.
Let's Let's do a final Johnson check.
Johnson's. Thank you.
If that is necessary.
Yes, absolutely. I don't have any.
I don't either.
All right.
I'm going to read Johnson, Matthew, Misael, and Corey. Thank you once again for your support.
And again, double Johnson for Matthew. Thank you for
Matthew
picking
gets a
something
double.
up. I think a lot of it could have to do with the fact that I'm sold out of everything.
Oh, well, that might hurt.
I will be re-upping
prospects
soonish.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching Awesome Hardware, episode 37. Really hope you've enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, click on the like button down there below. If you haven't already watched the first half, it's available on Kyle's channel. We'll be back next week with another show. No, I will be back next week. Kyle's going to be gone for a couple weeks, but I'm going to keep this going in his absence. Kyle, have fun in Thailand.
Thank you. I will.
Don't you got all your injections and everything?
I did.
Okay,
got my
good.
Typhoid, I got my hepatitis.
Got your hepatitis.
All set.
Got the herpes.
That I already had that.
It just
Didn't need to get that one.
Okay, thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great night. We'll see you later.
Bye.